The Lord said pride is what got Lucifer kicked out of heaven, and his name changed to Satan, who is the ruler of the world. And people have pride, okay? The king of pride is Levithan. This is in Job, okay? The king, okay? It's almost like Leviathan's scales are so heavy, you know, it's almost like there's a block over somebody's ear. God says they can't hear, they can't listen, okay? Not only are they all blinded, but they're also deaf to the ear, to being able to take what people say in constructive criticism and be able to take that and run with it and learn from it and grow with it, but rather they spit it back in your face, they vomit it back on your face, they retaliate against you because they can't hear it. They're deaf, they're tone deaf to what you're trying to reveal to them. Have just a massive amount of pride, and if they don't heal their trauma, they're gonna really, really have some health issues, okay? Because that gets all up in your soul and spirit. And that turns into unforgiveness and bitterness and rejection because you're pushing people away. Your relationships are going to be destroyed. Your marriage, you know, relationships with your kids. People can't talk to you. That's a pride. That's a pride issue. If you're not willing to be open to receive it, it's a pride issue. Okay, that doesn't mean they have to be right. That's the thing, is to be willing to listen to somebody. Okay, you listen with open ears. You listen attentively. That doesn't always mean, you always bring it back to the Lord with everything. If somebody's giving you a prophetic word, if somebody's just speaking life into you, always bring it back to the Lord. But don't use it as pride and say, well, that's not what the Lord told me, or the Lord told me this and this and this, because you don't know if that's really the Lord. If you haven't tested the spirit, that could be the enemy whispering to you. That could be your own unhealed trauma speaking to you, thinking it's God. Okay, because pride will do that. It'll block you, making you think that you're hearing from God, but you're really hearing from the enemy. So y'all, pride is a huge thing. We're seeing it everywhere. And it's got to be stopped. It's got to be stopped. It's your responsibility to heal these things. Not anybody else's, not your pastor, not your parents, yours, and yours only. The very people that say, I don't have any pride. Y'all need to check your heart. Y'all need to do heart checks daily, okay? And it's okay. We all could get a little puffed up in things, but we have to stay humble. God doesn't deal with pride, okay? He exalts the humble, okay? He does not deal with pride. As you can see, that's what got Lucifer kicked out of heaven. You don't want to be kicked out of God's grace, do you? You don't want to be kicked out of God's presence because you have a pride issue. Y'all check your spirit, check your heart, and deal with that thing. Deal with that thing if you have it. Blessings.